So I'm back from another successful junking episode, and I thought I would show you some of the stuff I found today. Some interesting bits and pieces. It's going to take a bit of digging because there's several boxes. First thing is this. I do believe it is some kind of Amiga memory card, maybe. It's an ARAM 540. I don't really know much about it. You know, there's a, oh yeah, 5179, so that must plug in there. So it's some kind of a RAM card. It appears to have an RTC on it. It's got a battery, so that's kind of exciting. So they found that in a junk box. I haven't even tried to power this A500 up yet. I've already found lots of bits and pieces. Found a Commodore power supply. I don't know a whole lot about it, beyond it's got the right connector here. I don't know if it's Amiga or Atari or what. It's obviously been opened. Oh, the screws are just loose. I haven't looked inside to see what I've got. It's got the right voltage ratings. 5 volt, 3 amp, and plus and minus 12. So I don't know if it works. It is, of course, not American. It's for 240 volts, which doesn't do me a lot of good. But at a minimum, I've got myself a cable now to bring power down to the A500. And I've seen people replacing the power, the power supply inside with switchers. This has got a switcher in it, actually. So dusty and dirty. I would have to look at this in detail, but it doesn't look like it can be jumpered for 110. No surprise in that. But I've got several switching power supplies which I think would do the job, that would successfully fit in this case. So I was pleased to find this. Definitely going to be useful in the project here, especially because it's got the connector there. Keep digging here. Found an Amiga Gen, video out, video in, gen lock. That's kind of interesting. So, you know, gen lock's an interesting thing. That might be something fun to play with at some point. Let's see, I found this little guy. Recognized it. It's a Microbotics RAM expansion card. It looks like it probably has a clock module on it. There's a clock crystal. I don't know the orientation these go on, whether it would end up that way or that way in the case. And the little shield fill-in thing. I thought it was pretty cool to find out. So, assuming I can get this motherboard to run, I might have extra memory for it here. Is there anything else here Amiga specific in these two boxes? No, but there is in the bag. Felt like this was a score Amiga 2000 keyboard. It seems to be in a reasonable shape. I think it'll clean up okay if it works, and I'm assuming this keyboard can probably be used with the Amiga, just with the right interface. I don't know that. If it can work with a 500 or not, I'll have to research that, but I couldn't pass that up. I don't know what model Amiga this keyboard is for. It's got two completely sheared off keycaps. Just Commodore part number, I'll have to research this. But again, that's kind of a nice find. So hopefully between the two of these I'll have enough of a keyboard to get the little Amiga up and running. The thing I wasn't expecting to find is this. Amiga video in, VGA out. I don't know if that's VGA in or not, and RGB. I suspect I know what's inside of this. Don't know 100%, but I suspect I know what board's in there. Based on picking up one of these boards for an Atari ST, I think I know what it is. So let me, while we're here, we might as well do a 2-minute teardown and just see what I've got electronics-wise inside of this. These little feet are kind of weird. I don't so much see this as a commercial device, although maybe it was at some point, or an Amiga-specific device. But I'm assuming that's some kind of scan doubler. You know, the hole in the back of the case here is pretty hand-hacked, as they all are. But we'll take a peek inside and see what we've got. Sorry if I'm slightly off camera here. You know, assuming this works. Oh, I guess it is a commercial thing. Warranty void if removed. Huh, so it was some kind of potentially commercial, not just hand brew. Well, commercial is too strong a term. I'm sure it was a hobby effort, commercial kind of device, but still, that's pretty cool. Get all the screws to release here. Yeah, it's the board I thought it was. I have one of these boards downstairs someplace. It was bought for an Atari ST and somewhat worked. Was never super happy with it, but I do recognize what this is. So yeah, DC 5 to 12 volt in. So no, this is pretty nice to have it, you know, boxed up. Now I'll just put the feet and screws inside, and I will put it back together off camera. But kind of excited to find that. Is there anything else floating around here that's Amiga specific? I don't think so. Well, nice little haul for the Amiga. You know, if I can adapt one of those keyboards to work with the Amiga here, and I'm guessing it's just a matter of wiring it to the I assume it's a serial interface here. I could potentially have a working Amiga 500 here with an expansion RAM. I'm assuming it's a standard 3.5-inch floppy drive. I don't know that for sure. I would guess it is. I don't know about if I can write floppies on an IBM PC. I've got an older machine with a 3.5-inch drive, and I've got an external USB 720K 3.5-inch drive as well that works well. So there's a potential I could make some floppies if this thing will come up and actually have a running Amiga 500. That would be quite entertaining. Anyhow, thought I'd share, and we'll talk soon.